what do they? There's a word for it. It's masturbation. That's
And speaking about this show, yeah, and.
Ripenso alla mia vita e vedo solo tutti I miei casini.
Hi, Valentina.
Hi, nice to meet you. So, Carl, you say in third season that popularity is power. What kind of power is popularity, in your opinion? Can be dangerous, like in the show?
Well, for me, playing Butcher, the kind of power that Butcher has, which I think is probably one of the most dangerous kinds of power in the world, is the power and the ability to manipulate others into doing what you want them to do. And I mean, in terms of, if you think about perhaps politicians or whoever else is an influencer and has that kind of power to get people to do what they want them to do, it can be a dangerous weapon. And certainly in Butcher's case, he has the power and ability to convince, the members, the boys, to go along with any harebrained scheme, and it's dangerous because 9 times out of 10 it goes sideways and ends badly for everybody.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, it's ultimate power should never be had. I think we're seeing examples of that in our real world.
I'd say that when we think about superheroes, we think about good superheroes because we hope that they will use their power for the greater good. Instead, in this TV show, the heroes are almost like villains. So, in your opinion, to you both, what makes a villain?
I mean, I think it's touching on what Carl just said, using your power to skew things to bend people or to bend things to what you want it to be. And ultimately, that's just self-serving and probably not for the greater good. So especially if you're putting people's lives at risk to get what you want, then that's evil.
And you, what do you think?
What do I think the definition of a villain is? I think that it's anybody who intentionally seeks out to maliciously harm anyone or anything. That to me, that's the definition of a villain.
We could say that 2 villains in this TV show are racism and toxic masculinity. Are you proud of being part of a TV show that could think people about these 2 huge problems? Are you glad of being part of a show that can help the conversation?
Yeah, I think that is one of the real strengths about what Eric Kripke does in the writing of this show. He uses this template and formula and setting of the boys to explore, existential issues that are current and relevant to our society, and and for us in a way to have a non-confrontational look at these things. And it's just a mark of great writing, and it's the same sort of mechanism thing that a writer like Gene Roddenberry was doing back in the 60s. And also, of course, because the genre is satire, it sort of taps into the zeitgeist of what's going on.
Yeah, it lends itself to being a canvas to which you can talk about those kinds of things, and you can poke at those things and make not make light of them, but certainly pull the covers off of them, pull the curtain back.
We see that the soups are really into self-branding. Self-branding is so used in the last few years. That too can lead to a dark side, self-branding. So how can we maintain a balance between self-promotion and going crazy?
Well, I was not going to speak personally. I believe that the difference is, when you have promotion to promote a project or something or a cause that you care about, then it's used in some sort of an altruistic fashion. Then were used to draw attention to an issue that can greatly benefit from that attention, then that's a good thing. But obviously, you know, self-promotion for the sake of it is a pretty slippery slope.
Yeah, it's promoting for a greater good or promoting for your good.
Yeah.
And I think that's if you're doing things that benefit others and doing, you know, keeping up a brand or keeping up a you know, some sort of a presence to shed light on certain subjects or charitable aspirations, then that is then that's good. That's doing good, and that's, I think, the bright side of that. But when it's all self-serving, that can be a slippery slope. That can lead to a dark place. When you're the person that's just doing it to service yourself, then it's, you know, it's just what do they? There's a word for it. It's masturbation. That's
And speaking about this show, yeah, and Jensen, you had superpowers also in Dark Angel, then Supernatural, now Soldier Boy. Why you can be just a regular guy in TV shows and movies? Why are you so fascinated by extraordinary guys?
Because I'm basic and normal in real life. So why would I want to play them? Why would I want? If I had the opportunity to be something super, that's what I'd want to be. Mm-hmm. You know, it's I think it's one of the reasons why I really enjoy what I do as a job. Is because I get to tell stories and I get to play in these fantastic worlds with these fantastic characters. And it is an escape from reality. I think that's a large part of why people like to watch it, and it's certainly a large part of why I enjoy doing it. You know, I respect those normal characters and those slice of life type of filmmaking, but I keep getting drawn to these kinds of worlds and these kinds of characters, and I'm totally fine with it.
Speaking about genre, I really want to see The Boys musical, because we've seen that some of you can sing. So first of all, I want The Boys the musical, and then if you could choose a musical number, what would you do, both of you? What would you do in The Boys?
Ooh. A musical number like from some contemporary show or musical that we've seen?
Whatever you want, yeah. TikTok, Jet, a song, whatever you want.
The Boys doing When You're a Jet. That's that could play. Yeah, I don't know. Kripke's always threatened a musical iteration of some sort.
Yeah.
In all of his shows, I think. I don't think he's ever delivered, though.
Yeah, no, but he delivers in this season. There is musical component in this season.
There is.
Which is, you know, a new, interesting, fun, dynamic addition to the show. But also, actually, Jensen does get to do a couple of musical numbers for real in the show.
That's true.
Mm. And you, what do you want to do? You didn't answer. I'm curious.
I didn't, because I really have zero interest in doing anything musical. Because if you've actually ever heard me sing, yeah, best left that one.
This TV show really doesn't give so much hope, because media are corrupted, social media are corrupted, superheroes are corrupted, companies, everybody. Yeah, so can we still have hope? In who can we trust? Where's the truth?
Are you just talking like existentially, like in life, who we can trust?
Yeah. Yes, because you are not giving us so much hope in this TV show.
In this, I think one of the great things that Kripke does is that he presents his characters with a moral dilemma, and some of the characters in the show make the right choice and are rewarded, and some of the characters make the wrong choice and are punished. And you know, in doing so, he is actually, you know, framing the moral dilemma and imparting, you know, little, I guess, lessons in life. And you know, I would strongly argue that there is hope in the show, and it's represented in all sorts of characters in all sorts of ways. And sometimes it's tiny little gestures or tiny little choices, and other times it's, you know, rather large and magnanimous. human spirit, the triumph of human spirit in the face of adversity.
In the face
Okay.
of toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
And Soldier Boy speaking. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. You are amazing. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.